I got in trouble and they sent me to Canada because I threatened to kill Shawn Michaels and the entire clique. They hit, I thought that, I thought it was them.
Nonchalant, he just said that.
Oh, I meant that I meant it. But I found out later on it was Paul Bearer who hit my crutches. And I blamed it on Shawn now because they came up to me, hey man, they hit your crutches? What happened? And I was like, man, you too small to be talking to me. I said, I will kill you and everybody that know you.
Paul Bearer was evil, man. I'm telling you, Paul Bearer.
He was a wreck. Paul
Bearer almost had the whole clique killed.
So you remember Sid Vicious?
Oh yeah.
So Sid was behind Shawn, and when I threatened them, Sid was like, and I was like, you breathing heavy for? I'm not talking to you, but if you want it, you can get it too. That's like, he know who I am.
Yeah.
And he was like, when that switch flipped, man, I'm who you are. Ask Vince himself.
Yeah.
I told Vince where to take a step back. Like, you in my face? I don't give a how much money you got. You better back up. He's like, you're crazy. No, I'm not. I'm mad. And that's when I was stupid. And, you can't be in a professional industry with no couth. You can't.
Yeah.
They're going to get rid of you. And that's what happened to me. They were like, I would just rather pay you your money and you get the out of my face. So they sent me to Canada. Because I didn't know, nobody ever sat me down and taught me wrestling etiquette. See, now they got the developmental system and NXT and mentors and this, that. They didn't have that when I came in. I had people ribbing me, belittling me, jealous of me, mad that I was getting the money that I was getting because they had worked their whole life, and justifiably so. I know what the business is now. If I was them, I would be mad at me. But they sent my ass to Canada, and I would see Owen every week. And Owen would be like, man, you know why everybody mess with you, right? And I was like, it's because I'm black.
Nope.
And Owen said, no, it's not. It's because it's entertaining. When you mad, bro, it's like the best thing in the world.
Wrestler 101. If somebody ribs you, you don't sell it.
Yeah.
That's and that was what he had to learn.
I didn't know.
It didn't matter what it was. Like if somebody messed with your gi, whatever it was, you don't sell it. You don't until you know who it is, and then you can extract your.
And he taught me how to deal with that.
Yeah.
He was like, you don't do it in the locker room. He said, because it's never gonna get resolved. He's like, you gotta find people when they all by themselves and nobody else is around. And you walk up and you go, hey, I don't like what's going on. And if you do it again, I'm gonna find you like I did today, and ain't gonna be nobody here to break us up. And I'm gonna hurt you. A la John Bradfield, Layfield. They was on my ass. I caught him under the bleachers. And I said, John, the day is the last day. If I catch you like this again, they're gonna have to bury you. And he's like, what the f is wrong with you? And I said, I'm done with the jokes. Like, don't mess with me no more, because I'm gonna find you. And I'm gonna have my way with you. And he was like, you know Ron is the one that put me up to this shit. Everybody like you. They just like to see you mad. And I thought about what Owen said, and I was like, damn, they do like to see me mad. And then I went to Ron, and I said, John, Ron, why would you do that? And he's like, Mark, even you gotta admit, it's funny as hell when you get mad. You can't even put a sentence together.
You can't even put a sentence
Because when I get mad, I lose my ability to communicate, and all I want to do is these.
There was a time, like, and I'd be at home, and my phone would ring, and it would be at night, and it would be Mark, and I was like, oh, like I knew I had to answer it because I knew he was about to kill somebody. I bet I got if I've got one, I bet I've got 15 calls through the year with him ready to kill somebody, and some.
The last one was Vince.
And some, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some were way up the totem pole, and I'm like, Mark, I understand, but you know what to, just take a deep breath, walk around, and he would be so mad. Then I could get him calmed down a little bit. He said, yeah, you're right. All right, okay. But dude, there's a lot of people that owe Owen and me their lives,
saved.
or at least being able to walk upright.
It was your idea for the Rumbles,
elimination?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shane's the one that told me. So I've always said that it was Shane and your idea.
Son of a. That's a.
So this is 2 days in a row of Shane McMahon's name being brought up.
Wow.
So.
No, so I remember it clearly. So I got there and found out, okay, because I was American Badass at that time, and they were trying to change me heel. They were trying to turn me heel, which was like pissing up a rope. I was at that point where people weren't going to really buy it.
No.
So I was like, okay, what are we doing? And it wasn't, back then it wasn't really like it is now, where it's planned out. Everything was. It was like the day of, and I said, all right, what's my plan? What's the plan for me?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give you a lot of some eliminations, and then such and such is gonna eliminate you. Okay.
Hold up. So who was the original person that was going to eliminate you? It was just
It
somebody
was
on the
somebody.
card.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was somebody else, and I was like, hey, what do y'all think about this? And I said, no one sees this coming. Nobody. I said, what if I'm cleaning house, doing boom, 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 and I said the kid comes in and drop kicks me in the back, whatever, and he eliminates me, and everybody's looking at me like,
Yeah.
are you
crazy?
serious?
Are you crazy? Yeah.
Yeah. And not even are you crazy, because it was a great idea, but they're like, you're volunteering to get eliminated by somebody that's it's on the comeuppance, right? He's trying to come up, and I'm like, how awesome will that be? And then once he eliminates me, now, as trying to become a heel, he's got that on his resume. And now I can be that heel, because he just the one person that should never have eliminated me, and now he's got to pay the piper.
Yep.
And everybody's just like, they were shocked.
The fact I never knew it came up. I didn't know that it was an idea day of.
Oh yeah.
But do you remember what happened when I got to the arena? Because they flew me, because they literally, Les Thatcher told me, go to the airport. You're going to Atlanta. I had no. I thought, okay, they're gonna have the tough enough kid in the Rumble, ceremonially come out, whoop over the top rope. It would be. I thought that's all it would be. And do you remember when I get there, and it's like 3:00, so I'm already late, and I come find you and Shane at the ring apron, and Shane starts breaking it down to me. And Shane says, yeah, Taker's going to clean house. He's going to get rid of the Hardys and Lita. He's going to, get rid of Lita, and it's going to be just you and him. And yeah, you're going to hit him with that drop kick in the back, and you're going to eliminate Taker. And you, deadpan, looked down at me and went, can I cuss on here?
Oh, absolutely.
You looked at, you went, what the f? And I'm not kidding. I went back to being a child, and my father getting ready to tell me to go in the garage as he's taking his belt off. I was terrified. And I'm like, I'm literally in my mind, I'm thinking Shane's telling you this for the first time. Well, I had a hell of a career. I was about to go get a cab. But then you let me in on, you kind of winked at me, and then I was like, oh, thank God. And from that moment on, you took care of me the rest of the day. The rest of the day.
I had to have some fun, because at that point in your career, you can't expect that. Like,
I was in pajamas. I was wearing pajamas.
You can't expect, like,
How long had you been wrestling at that point?
That was my fourth match. I had wrestled Taz 3 times. I wrestled Booker once on SmackDown, and that was my 4th televised match.
Yeah.
4th.
Okay.
Now here's the crazy question, and I've brought it up on my channel. What happens if I miss the drop kick? Like I've said, we're not starting a wrestling match, me and you.
Man.
What happens at that point?
It wouldn't have been good. I can tell you that.
I don't think you're eliminating the Undertaker.
You only had one shot.
I don't think I'm sitting here right now.
Dude, you had one shot.
Yeah.
And you hit it, so we ain't got to worry about
I
it.
think I've become an accountant or something.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been a second one. I mean, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect in the way we drew it up. So thank goodness for that.
I appreciate you giving me the we, but we know it was you. It
No,
wasn't
man,
we.
no. You had to put the drop kick on there, man.
But no, he eliminates you, and of course, you're surprised. And you turn around, and you look, and you're in the ring, maybe more surprised at the look on your face.
that was the money. That's the money right there.
Everything from that point on is that, like, he comes back in the ring, and I didn't know if I kicked him too hard, because he's menacing when he when he turns it on, and you see me kind of scared. Well, that's not me being a good actor. I was like, oh,
Man, he's just thought about what he did.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking, because I remember you telling me leading into it,
Yeah.
you were like, you got to kick me. You got to lay it in. Because if I don't have a momentum to take me over, it's going to look like and I'm not going to look like So I laid it in.
Yeah. No, it was perfect, man.
Yeah. So, but then I didn't know if I kicked you too hard.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely perfect, and it was one of those moments that people were they lost their.
They did.
Yeah,
They still do.
yeah,
They still do.
It's still one of the.
Yeah. I
Best.
occasionally get asked about it.
Do you?
It's literally the only thing anyone ever wants to talk about.
So tell me about when you eliminated Undertaker.
That's every interview
I
I
was
do.
like, oh man, that big mother. I drop kicked that. Drop kicked that son. Bitch. Saw it coming. Man.
Too easy.
I was telling him, I had an idea. Taker, tell me if you're okay with this.
His day had already passed. It was time for Maven.
I was in the twilight of a mediocre career anyway.
You think the money shot is my reaction. I think the money shot is that shot of your face that comes up on you where you just look like, what the just happened?
Yeah. No, it's storytelling, and that's what it was on both our parts. It was the, oh no, you didn't.
Yes.
And then the, on your part, oh no, I didn't.
What did I do?
What did I do? What have I done?
Yeah.
But your reaction set the table for what was to come.
Oh yeah. It was like I should have been embarrassed. It's his fourth match, and I just got eliminated by a contest winner.
Yes.
I mean, there was nobody calls that
Ever
calls that. I mean, oh my gosh, it was like they were bringing the lamb into the slaughter.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because
That's what everybody's
leading up
thinking.
to it, you like you all said, you were cleaning house. I mean, no one could touch you in the ring at that moment.
And I think King even plays it perfectly when my music hits, and you kind of you did that kind of giggle and like, oh, okay. And King plays his role perfectly. Like, this is going to get ugly quick.
Yeah.
So it was just, but then again, I think that's what I think draws people in and makes people love this business.
Yes, yeah, and all the things that we did, all those facial, and that's the whole thing that I always preach about. That's the storytelling aspect of it. It is being able to know the expression to put on your face, the know how to react to being eliminated by some rookie. I mean, I could have deadpanned or whatever it could have been, but this is like that's the they're reading, and they feel it. They feel that, and if it's done correctly.
Absolutely.
And I'm really proud of that works so well.
I love the fact of now knowing that it was your idea.
WrestleMania is going to Vegas. It hasn't gone to Vegas since Caesar's Palace, your Hall of Fame match.
Giant Gonzalez.
I mean,
man,
the match that sealed
the deal.
your
right there.
deal, the ring on. I mean, they went and I think they got your ring size after that for your Hall of Fame ring.
Wow, that match. That whole angle. Oh my gosh, I should have been in the ring with Yoko then.
But instead,
Instead, I'm riding out on the chariot with a big black vulture That big black vulture was there to pick the bones of that sorry match. Oh my gosh. You know what? It is amazing that I survived the early years of my career. It really, the opponents that, and I'm not going to name names, but I'll name that one because I've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll probably go to hell for this, but he's deceased anyway. But I mean, John Gonzalez, brother, wow. He was, I mean, Giant Gonzalez made Khali look like Luthez. I mean,
I don't think anyone's mistaking him for a cat by any means.
wow, my goodness.
Yeah.
It was such a struggle. And it wasn't his fault. I mean, it was what it was. You can only do what you can do, but, and he was on paper, what a viable threat to the Undertaker. Right? He's a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
I mean, a foot taller. He was damn near 7'8", and man, he had that muscle suit with the fur on it. And
What did he look like under the muscle suit? I think I
didn't
remember.
I didn't spend a lot of time. Like once I was done, at ding ding ding,
Done.
I was done. I was
Time to
just
go
like,
home. I'm done with this guy.
I need to go and have some cold beverages. I need to have lots of cold beverages and try and wash this out of my memory bank because they were awful. I don't think I had one good match with him, and it was and believe me, because that was 93 maybe.
It was WrestleMania 9.
7, 8, 9 would have been 93. Wait, 90.
91
was 7. 92 was in Indianapolis. I think it was
93. Yeah.
I think it was 93 at Caesars in Vegas. Oh my! I tried hard, man, to make something. I was trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful. I was killing myself because like he was so limited to what he could do.
Yeah.
Just grab me and throw me around. And at that time, I didn't. That was boom setup taker, no sell taker. It was all about the character, and I was having to reach the outer banks of everything just to try and make it. Yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, maybe if he just kicks the shit out of me for like 5 or 6 minutes here, and then we'll figure out some way to get out of this. It was awful, and he snapped me, right? He made me crack. I don't know if I've told you. If I told you the story,
You've told it to me. Yeah.
So the 90s, I burned the candle.
Really?
I burned it on both ends, in the middle, and around the sides. So
Man,
I know
doesn't sound
it's
like
crazy.
you at
I know
all.
it doesn't sound like me at all,
Yeah,
right?
I heard that Bear used to drink too.
No, a little bit.
Yeah.
No, he did. Just a little,
Yeah. Wow.
a smidge here and there. Just a
I just
social,
can imagine Godfather drinking
social sipper.
little red wine with a steak.
Anyway, so back, I have in '93. I've got zero really juice. I got no pull. I got no stroke. And back in '93, we were still doing double shots. Double shots. A certain part of the year, on Saturday and Sunday, we worked 2 shows we worked 2 shows on Saturday and we'd work 2 shows on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're out at that point sometimes 3-4 weeks straight. Working every day. We would do 3 days of TV that would play, and then we toured. That's all we did. City to city to city to city.
Yeah.
Double shots on the weekend. So I think it was I want to say it was Indianapolis was the first show, and bell time was noon, right? Because then we had to go down maybe to Cincinnati, somewhere like that. And I'd had a late night, and I'd been telling George, I was like, I don't care how hard you hit me, like with a forearm smash, right? You hit I said, I don't care how hard you hit me. Just hit me in the shoulder blades. That's all I ask. Hit me in the shoulder blades, and I will sell for you, and we will do what we came here to do. Every time, man, he would pull me down. He'd grab me by the back of my head. He'd pull me down, and I'm expecting the shot across the shoulder blades, and he'd hit me in the back of the neck. And I was as patient as long as I could be. Every time we'd go back to the dressing room, George, when you pull me down, make sure you hit me. And I would grab another person and show them the shoulder blades.
This is where the shoulder blades are located.
This is your landing zone right here.
Yeah.
Hit me as hard as you want. I don't care. Just hit me here. He'd shake his head like he understood me, and I'd go to Bruno, Harvey Whippleman. Harvey, he got it. He know. Yeah. He's got it. Next night, same thing. So we get to this double shot, and I'd had a late night, a really late night. And it was an early day, 12 o'clock, first ding, ding, ding at 12 o'clock. We were on right before intermission. Ding, 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 bell rings. Not even 5 seconds. Like the whole match is just me bumping around anyway until the end.
Yeah.
Just making him look like the monster and the killer that he was. 5 seconds in, here we go. He pulls me down and he cracks me right across the back of the neck. And then once I got the feeling back in my little fingers, because now I'm getting stingers that are shooting down, I flipped. I turned around and just started wailing on him. I beat him, and he was like, he had no clue. Like he couldn't even, I hit him so fast, so many times that he couldn't defend himself. Because he was trying to lean back, and I'm just wailing on it.
You're punching up.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing I was punching up because I was pissed, and I still I'm throwing punches, and my fingertips are like going in, and I can still feel it, and I can see at the time George Animal Steel was an agent, and I can see him running up the aisle, I can hear he's yelling, like, kiddo, stop. So anyway, I think I got out of the ring or something happened. I count out some kind of bull crap, and I went back to the dressing room. I was just waiting on him to come back, man. He came back. He was already lumped up. And they held me back, and I had really lost it. And I felt bad then afterwards. I mean, he's almost 7'8", 400 pounds, and I feel bad that he was just, he was limited to what he could do, and it was just, I'd had enough, and that didn't happen very often. In my 30 years, like it happened maybe twice.
You didn't lose your cool in the
ring? I didn't
ring?
lose my cool. Now I lose my cool afterwards, like in the back. Like a lot of times, like I choose a lot of ass in the back, but not to the point where I lost, like I felt like I needed to beat somebody up.
Mount Rushmore Undertaker matches / moments for you.
You know how tough this is to narrow down to just 4? This is great. You're playing the heel. I'm the big baby face here.
He's trying to get the job over here. Let me tell you,
He's got it.
This was a terrible mistake on my end.
This was.
Like, you guys got to the top of the charts after 15 episodes. I think I just put out episode 611 yesterday. So.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. I also put out 3 a week. Could you do 3 a week?
No, I can't do one. I can't get through one without stepping on myself.
The fact, though, that you guys put out one every Monday, like consistently, that's one of the best things you guys do. Because if you consistently show up every Monday, then your audience is going to go, well, what kind of stories is Mark going to tell this week? Yeah. How's he going to get buried this week?
Yeah, well, yeah.
What kind of heel is Matt going to be this
what
week?
stupid things Matt going to say, with this weird accent?
With his weird nasally voice.
I think number one on the list, and as cliche as it is, it's you throwing Mankind off Hell in a Cell. Because that was a clip that I came back to, especially in the late 90s at that time when you heard a lot of wrestling is fake.
Right.
I would download that clip and it would be such a poor quality because you'd be downloading it from, YouTube didn't exist at that time.
Sure.
That would be the clip I showed people. Like, really? It's fake? Look at this. And what that match did for your career, what that match did for Mick's career, that has to be on the list. So that one for sure. I don't know which one of the Shawn Michaels Undertaker matches at WrestleMania, but one of those. Which one do you like better?
I like 25 just for, other than the me missing the cameraman on the dive. It was as close to perfect as I've ever been in a match. But the emotion and everything that was in the second one, because obviously Shawn, was going to retire, or the streak was going to get beat. So there was just so much emotion in the second one. You knew something big was coming at the end of that. And the drama of, as bad as it hurt, but it was still just such a great storytelling. I think Shawn crawling up, I'd beat him down. He crawls up, and then he just slaps the crap out of me like Shawn would do. And then you just, so I think from just like the match quality, 25.
Yeah.
But as far as the storytelling, 26 was.
Does it bug you that you never got a 5-star match?
No, man.
Come on. How was that? That match is damn near perfect.
I'm pissed.
Dave's a good guy.
Who's giving the stars, right?
Yeah.
Would you have given it 5 stars?
I would have given it, if it was in the Tokyo Dome, I would have given that 7 stars.
That's great.
No, that is, when people talk about the greatest matches in WWE, that's a match that everybody talks about.
Super proud. I'm actually, and I talk about it a lot, the 4 matches, the 2 with Shawn, and then following up the 2 with Triple H.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you get to tell like a 4-year story, which all that was. And so I'm really proud of those 4.
People forget you wrestled Triple H 3 times at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I wrestled him those 2 years, and then I wrestled him in Houston, I think at, what was that, 17?
Oh, I thought it was 18 in Toronto. No?
No. Oh. He was 17 in Houston, I believe, at the Astrodome.
Flair?
18 is Flair.
Okay,
in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's where Arn hits me with the spine buster.
It was so clean.
It was
Arn
smooth.
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. Look.
It's Ric Flair, Ric Flair, and
Perfect.
Arn Anderson.
The enforcer coming out there taking care of business.
Arn Anderson. I always thought he sounded like Hank Hill. Boy, I tell you what.
Oh, man.
All right, so that's 2. I think just for personal, selfish reasons, it's the whole angle with Stephanie. Like, it's my dad walking down and being upset that, first of all, his son's watching wrestling, which he hates, and now people are getting crucified. What is going on here? What am I allowing? This can't happen in our house.
Kidnap her and go have a wedding.
Throwing holy water all over that.
And then it's tied in with that. Where to Stephanie is classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was fun.
And I've been in taxi cabs before after having maybe 1 or 10 too many drinks, and where to Stephanie? Like, me and my friends are laughing to each other. This is great. And the driver's like, what?
The scream as we went to black. It was that was good.
Yeah, and that's 3, right?
That's 3.
And then I was at WrestleMania 30, and just I've never seen a reaction like that before. It went dead silent after you lost. And
That's my favorite match, actually.
Jeez.
look at this guy,
man.
Look at this guy.
Take a picture. You'll never see this guy
Top
again.
to bottom, just perfection.
It was like I love when things that are unexpected happen in wrestling. Like one of the greatest things about wrestling is the surprises.
Yeah.
Most of the time we're talking about surprise returns, but the fact that everyone was going into that expecting, of course he's going to win. That's how the streak goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you lost, and I think there was this immediate reaction of, is this a mistake? Like, did they count 3
Yeah,
by accident?
I think the entire crowd was there. I mean, like that was. I think everyone had that same like. Wait
Yeah,
a second, hold on. There's
They were going to.
There's gotta be some swerve here.
The
Like-
tech guys, you effed up.
Brock's music didn't play for what, 30 seconds,
Yeah,
a
it was-
minute? It was a
yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So we're all just kind of looking around. Like I remember being on the floor and I'm looking at like strangers and what?
yeah.
No.
And another great meme from that too is the guy that's in the audience, right? And his
Undertaker guy.
eyes- Yeah, I mean,
Tears full, eyes full of tears.
And I think it's that, like we love the surprises as a fan. Like, oh my gosh, this person came back, or this person's back from injury. Like John Cena coming back at the '08 Rumble. Like
Right.
no one ever thought he could be healed up and come back and win the Rumble. So I think it's the surprises. And there was something about that moment that, I mean, people probably talk to you about it every single day of your life. You know, that match and
Yeah.
Brock, beating the streak. It's
The Brock beating the streak and Mick throwing Mick off the cell was, yeah.
So the two things-
Random people that, they'll just come up and like, dude, why you throw that man off the cell?
why you throw him off?
He lied to me. That's why I threw him off. He lied to me. He told me he'd been up there. He had never been up there.
This is a bad mistake. I mean, that's
Like, I bet if he had gone up there, that may have not have happened.
wow, interesting.
yeah.
But we were there, and he was like, "Here we go."
Here we go.
I think an honorable mention. I just interviewed Teddy Long recently, and Buckle Up Teddy's got
Buckle Up Teddy's good too.
Buckle up, Teddy. It's so good the way you delivered it.
From that point forward, every time somebody pisses him off, player, you got a match with the Undertaker. You go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
What's so funny about that is I go home, this was maybe a year ago now, and my sister had a son, and he and Seth, as he was growing up, got into wrestling. So my dad would watch wrestling with Seth, right? And that was during that. I mean, it was a completely different era than watching it with me as a kid, and it was during that time frame. My dad mentions the Buckle Up Teddy. My dad thought that was. My dad's like, the funniest thing that Undertaker ever did was when he said, "Buckle up, Teddy," and he turned around and he rolled up down that window. It was, "Buckle up, Teddy." My dad is 75 years old. That's like his favorite Undertaker moment of all time. Was that,
I use you as a reference a lot because people online love to be negative, right? They always love to, oh, this spot looked so fake. I'll always in the comments be like, well, what are you going to tell me next? That the Undertaker's not actually dead? Like, and it's like, I try to put in perspective, like, we understand this is a performance.
Right.
Like, nobody's walking out of Hamilton and going, that guy wasn't actually Alexander Hamilton. He was pretending to be him.
What?
Alexander Hamilton wasn't actually rapping.
Are you serious?
It's crazy. I know. I'm sorry, Mark. Yeah.
Get my agent on the line.
I know. But I think also the flip side to that is you guys did such a good job that there's still people that will ask me, is him and Kane really brothers?
I get that a lot, too.
I get that question so much. And I'm like, I think that's also a tip of the hat of, man, great storytelling, right? And what y'all did during that run, I'm like, you just don't, that's amazing to me that today in 2024, people are still asking that same question.
Yeah.
Is him and Kane really brothers?
I think that's probably the greatest story that we've ever told was the Kane and Undertaker story.
Yeah. And I don't know if I don't know if you've categorized that as a moment or whatever, but I think that, when you talk about stories, if you did a Mount Rushmore stories, you guys are the George Washington.
Kane.
Yeah.
It's a great call.
Yeah.
That and fake Undertaker, I'm sure you hear a lot.
Oh gosh, no, I don't. Fake Undertaker's. Well, I think it's aged out a little bit. Yeah,
That's a good one.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a matter of opinion. That's a matter of opinion right there, Chris.
We were putting you up as the expert here, Chris, and now you've
Well, you just lost.
Oh,
lost
boy.
some credibility here.
Falling into Matt territory
out.
here.
Owen Hart used to make me laugh so much because he would always do either a backdrop and he would go, my shank. And I would be like,
He would say
what
this
is a shank? Like he was nuts.
Oh, I know. I'll get you back. Owen would like he'd be throwing you in for a spot or something like that, and he would just make up some kind of ridiculous, impossible thing to physically do on the move, right? And you're turning like, what are you? And he's like turning, double reverse monkey flip, head scissor. And you're trying to process that while you're in a full stride, and then he comes up and he just takes a tackle or something like that, and you are just like your ass is puckered because you have no idea what you're about to do.
I think the best one I ever saw, and I legit got in trouble because I started laughing. I went down to both knees in the middle of a match. I'm in a battle royal, and they were like, "What were you doing?" And just fussing at me. And I was like, Owen grabbed this guy named Sean Stasiak. We in a battle royal. It's like 25 people in the ring. And he shot him off and told him, hey, duck the clothesline and cross-body me. I'm standing this close to him. I hear everything. And I went like this, and he shot Stasiak off.
You don't do that in battle royals.
He was doing like this, dodging people, and hit the ropes. And I'm laughing, and I went down to both knees and got fussed at because I was so entertained, and the people in the crowd had no idea.
They have no clue.
Yeah.
It was
You
for
just can't-
Owen.
you
It was
can't
for
do that.
him. He was just doing it for him.
And he'd do it all the time. I this is before, I don't know if you were there yet. We were in the Philippines, and I think it was Yoko and Owen against Lex and Davey Boy,
Oh God.
and they were in this tag, right? So Owen calls this spot, shoot me off. I'm going to duck your clothesline. He's telling Lex this. I'm going to duck your clothesline. When I come off the other side, press me. Of course, Lex bit hard, right? So he comes off, and Owen just octopuses him. Like, he cannot get him. He's got him wrapped up, so there's no possible way that he can press him, right? And Lex is not giving up, right? And he just drops, and he did to a big pile of crap. And then Owen's like, tag your partner, right? So Lex is now, he's flustered, and he goes and he tags in Davey Boy, right? So Davey Boy comes in. Owen calls the same spot with Davey. Boom, he comes off the rope, and Davey just lifts him right up. And Davey's like, he turns to Lex, I'm the strongest in the team. That was the kind of
All the time.
And people, I think you just can't tell from the audience, but if you're out there and you can hear it, and if you're even watching it, you can tell what Owen's doing.
Owen would be the most entertaining dude in wrestling today because now it's really entertainment.
Yeah.
It's a comedic element to it. There's never been nobody funnier than Owen Hart.
It's built for him right now.
Man, there was they used to have a show called the Pig Pen or Hog Pen or something with Phineas Godwin and
Mark.
And Mark.
Yeah.
And
Henry Godwin.
Henry. And they would bring in barnyard animals and stuff for them to do this segment, throw hay everywhere and pay bills, and they would do their gimmick. And we pulled up. I was riding with Owen at the time, and the people were with the animals. had just pulled up, and they was like, "Hey guys, do you know what we need to do with these?" And Owen said, "I do," and and left his bag and said, "Follow me." And I knew, I was like, "Oh, what is he doing?" And I'm hurry up. I park the car. I get my bag. I get his bag, and I'm trying to go in the building. I'm looking. Hey, where did Owen go? And they was like, he went that way. And I went, oh no. And I knew exactly what was that way in this arena. It was Vince's office. He took chickens out of the cage, a pig,
A goat.
bro. Like they shit everywhere. There were chickens on the ceiling fan, and Vince, like, you could hear him. Oh,
He knew exactly.
he
what he did.
knew. And Owen was like, "What are you talking? I wasn't even there.
I wasn't even there.
I wasn't even there." And that was his response for everything. And Davey, like, they would look at Davey. I just got here. And like they were in complete denial for everything. I'm telling you, they would be so over today
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
that nobody would be remotely close. There was no such thing as jackass. There was no such thing as punked.
Yeah.
They were doing that way back.
Yeah.
Bro, they would be so rich. Podcasting and
With the
and
social media and stuff. I
Oh
mean,
my
you're looking
gosh.
at like vignettes that are
And I
essentially
don't
just
even
on
know
social
though.
media.
I don't even know that Owen would do it. Owen just did that. I mean, he did it
To
to the
entertain
boys.
himself.
He did it to. He just did it to the boy.
Yeah.
He was the best, for the most part, harmless ribber that ever. I mean, he was always in the right place at the right time. Like, he would be in the hotel lobby when somebody would like have food delivered to the hotel, and he would get the food. Like, he would get somebody else's food. He wouldn't do anything to it, but then he would call from the front desk. Like, he would take it so they didn't have to take the food up to the room. Owen would get on the house phone and call whoever ordered the food, and then he would be the delivery guy. And he would put on like some strange, some strange voice. You come down here and get this pizza. I've been out here waiting for you 30 minutes. And the boy, no, well, just bring it on up. They said, no. You get off your big lazy ass, get out here, and I better get a tip. And this would go on, right? So the boys would bite every time. And so the boys finally, they'd get so pissed, they'd come down ready to fight. And then Owen's gone. Like, Owen leaves the pizza or whatever it is on the desk, and now he's hiding somewhere so he can
Just
watch.
so he can watch.
Just so he can watch. And then guys coming down in their shorts and their flip flops, looking for this delivery person, and who's here? Who was that?
the worst investment that I ever made was I had 2 nickels to rub together, and I bought a box phone. And you unzip the bag,
Oh, yeah.
and then it had a cord on it. I wanted to be fancy.
Well,
Dude, that was more than 2 nickels.
yeah.
So
I mean,
an average a month was about $700.
yeah.
You had a good plan then.
There were times where I had Southwestern Bell, and it turned into AT&T. But
Yeah.
that's a whole nother story. The biggest bill I ever had was $2,300. And I mean, it was Owen and me playing on the phone. And the rib was on me. I thought it was great. It was funny at the time until I got that damn
Bill
bill.
come in at the end of the month.
And Owen would call his dad, and he would be like, "Excuse me, sir, is this Stu Hart?" And he'd go, "Yeah, who the is this?" And then he'd go, "My name is Robert. You didn't pay your taxes. We're gonna have to come and take you home." And he would do all these jokes. He got my mom. I had never heard my mom cuss. I grew up in that house for 18 years.
Never heard your mama cuss.
My mama was the church lady. And Owen called her one day and told her he was going to come by and take her house because she didn't pay the taxes. And she was like, "Wait a minute, I pay everything. I pay all you," like, yeah. She just going through it. And Owen said, "Listen, lady, don't get smart with me." And my mom said, "What?" And I'm over there just dying laughing. And at one point, he said, if I have to move you out myself, you're going to have to get out. She said, well, bring your ass on. I will you. And she just went off. She said at least 8 cuss words that I had never heard. She had never cussed. I'm not making this. You call anybody in my family and say, hey, the Barbara Jean cuss. Who? Your mama? No.
That's
Owen
awesome.
was,
Not till Owen Hart got a hold
bro,
of her.
that dude is, he was
He
special.
cracked more people than, oh my gosh.
Was him and Brett polar opposites? in that sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brett, complete. No, Brett would laugh. I mean, he'd be.
Yeah.
He sit back there and just laugh at Owen because he saw this his whole life.
Yeah. But
He was
they were.
used to it. And Owen didn't rib Brett because they would fight. And you ever seen them fight? Like, it's the funniest thing in the world. There's a lot of pushing and like, shut up, man. Just shut up. No, what are you going to do? You going to fight me? And Owen said, you know I was always better than you anyway. And he would be like,
And I get under Brett's skin.
I could imagine.
Brett would start breathing heavy and he'd look away like, don't do it. Don't do it. And they never like fist fought, but it was always this tussling and pushing around stuff. And then they
it'd take
separate
him-
and then it'd be over with.
He'd take him right to the brink. It was.
Owen was, bro, he was special.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
And I feel so bad for Martha, you know, like to lose him the way she lost him, when she lost him. Like the dude was like, he was one of those dudes that he went home actually.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the boys, you know, you go home and you got other agendas at home. Owen was a good dude. He was a good
dad.
dude.
Good
Yeah.
dad. Yeah. He.
Always at the kids stuff.
But
And it sounds like you guys were pretty close. You were on the
Oh
road.
yeah,
Y'all
I
rode
love
together.
that dude, man.
Yeah.
He was so much fun. He taught me a lot about being a man too.
Undertaker can be a little stiff.
You dog.
He can be a little stiff. All right.
Okay.
And,
I know where we're going.
All right.
I know, you know, the Undertaker's first
Damn, this is good, too.
televised match. You know, he almost ended Coco Beware's career. You know, with a pretty
I
stiff.
saw that. I saw that. That was a
Pretty
great
stiff
story.
tombstone. Now, what I'm worried about is CTE
Right.
more than anything, right? Yeah. And I feel like what he did to you with those chair shots.
Yeah. Can somebody answer that phone? Okay, go.
Wow, Matt.
Mark,
Hey, are you looking for a guest host? I know there's one that's going to be
One
available.
is going to be available.
really soon.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for a job.
He wears sandals sometimes. He answers to the name of Bud.
Debo. You almost killed a man.
I did,
It was-
brother. Okay.
So the chair shots have become very famous. That you
Okay.
You
In my
did.
defense, go back and look at the whole scope of how I swing a chair.
Yeah.
I hit everybody the same. There was no malice. There was no like, oh, I'm going to try and hurt the greenhorn. If you look at all my chair shots, when we could hit. Now granted, at the time, we did not know about
Different business.
We did not know about CTE,
Yeah.
and I came up in a generation where that's how you swung a chair.
Yeah.
And I have been accused, and I'm getting a little bit hot about it.
At you.
Yeah, because you feed them.
At you, sandal boy.
You know what? The chair. I've been accused of smashing Canyon. I've been accused of smashing Canyon with a chair because he was gay.
Oh, God.
I didn't even know he was gay.
yeah.
I didn't even know until like years later.
And did you care when you did find out?
No,
Of course
I
not.
could care less.
course not.
I mean, but there's people out there that have created that rumor. Well, Undertaker smashed him. Undertaker swung a chair the way Undertaker swung a chair. I didn't expect anything. I didn't. If I swung a chair at somebody the way I swung it, I'd expect the same one back.
Yeah.
Watched me and Triple H. He beat the crap out of me with this. That's just the way I learned how to swing a chair. Brody hit me with a chair in my first match that I thought broke my spine. That's just the way I came up.
Yeah.
Obviously, knowing now what we do about head injuries,
Right. Yeah.
it's a different deal. I would say, okay, make sure that you get your hands up, and that's always been an option too. Is
You didn't tell me make sure you keep your hands down. That was all me. I just knew I wasn't going to be the guy that puts my hand up on the first chair shot I took. You took amazing care of me. He walked me through everything that I would be involved in that night, and backstage told me, this chair shot, brother, I'm gonna have to bring it, but I'm gonna hit you flush. I'm gonna hit you square, and I know they're outlawed and they're out of the business now, and for the better.
Yeah.
But as long as you hit someone right here in the crown, and this is not this ain't gonna be popular take, but it's safe. It's as safe as you can do it.
Yeah.
He didn't hit me in the back of the head. He didn't. It sounded a whole lot worse.
because I hit him
than
in the
was.
middle,
Right in the middle
of
Yeah.
the chair,
Yeah.
where it's the
I
most
think
flexible.
I thought it was a great chair
It
shot. To be
was.
honest with you, I
It
think.
was.
I mean, it's
It
like
was.
it's got millions of views across the internet.
I love it.
Obviously, people are talking about it,
Yeah.
and I got heat, but
You have no heat over here.
Well-
It raised my toughness level.
Yeah,
People are like, God, man, Maven can take a chair shot.
yeah.
So
yeah, he took it like a champ, man.
So-
yeah, there are the I Quit match between Rock
with-
and
and Mankind.
Mankind.
Yeah.
I mean, Mick, gosh Almighty,
and Rocky brought him.
and yeah, Rock brought him. But that's
Is there
just-
a way to take a chair shot? Because the way you took it was absolutely amazing.
I think that's the only way to take it. Actually, to not tense up, I think, is if you can. They say, in a car wreck, alcoholics actually, because their body's looser.
Loose
They
and-
Yeah.
go
Fluid.
with it. I think if you just go with it, it's the best way to take. That chair shot didn't hurt, and I've said it. It stung the way if you like kick your toe on the.
I mean, it is metal.
yeah,
it
it's,
is metal.
It's going to hurt. Yeah, but it's
Like, when you stub your toe on your bed?
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. For 10 seconds, that's the worst pain on earth.
Oh, yeah,
You can
absolutely.
hack my arm off. It's not going to hurt worse than that is for 10
Yeah.
seconds. For 10 seconds, it stung, and then it went away.
So
Yeah.
thanks
No
for
heat.
thank you
I'm
for
not trying
thank you
to
for not
heat.
having heat.
No
That's
heat
the
here.
difference in somebody who's,
Do you have a chair
professional.
lying around? You can show them.
I would love to show him. I would love to show him.
the other chair shot that is pretty famous that you took from Undertaker was the one on the neck.
the throat.
Yeah, on the throat. And
Was that the one where I slammed you down
Yes.
on it?
Yes.
That's why he talks so beautifully now.
Fix
I
my
gave him
larynx.
those golden pipes because I crushed his
Fix my
larynx.
larynx.
And I mean, because that's a little bit different of a chair shot than you typically
Yeah.
would see or something like that. I mean, to me, I look at that and I go, man, that is
Cool bump.
It's almost, I feel like it's more dangerous to
No.
do that than it would be to take one on the head just
Who
in case.
controls that? Who controls that whole bump?
Me.
Really?
And he showed it to me beforehand. I don't know why we don't see that more.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest bump. We were going over it, ahead of time, and he told me, he's like, I'm gonna grab you by the back, I'm gonna take the chair, I'm gonna put it to your chest. At that point, grab it on both ends, and then as he's pulling me back, it's all on me to go down. It looks devastating because he doesn't even slam me down on it. It looks devastating. You told me, you were like, now when you hit, toss it, and that'll just sell it. And it didn't even come close to my throat. It's the easiest bump. I don't know why people don't do it now.
It looks devastating.
It does.
and it's really safe.
So I don't know if you remember this, but Kurt Hennig comes up to me after that, and we were in Richmond Coliseum, and he finds me, and he's in his street clothes, got his fanny pack on, and he's like, Maven, he's like, man, you need to protect Taker. If I was you, I'd go out and I'd find a neck brace and wear it. And that's the reaction, because I came to you and I was like, take like a kid asking for an extension on their homework. I was like, take her. I'll do it if you think I should wear. And you did that exact reaction. You giggled just like that, and you went, "You're all right, kid."
Yeah. Kurt was bad, man. He was bad.
But listen, if you would have had a little bit of Mr. Fuji or a little bit of Paul Bear in you, I would have been running to CVS.
Getting a neck
And
brace.
I would have been walking around.
You've been in here with a neck
He
brace
could have had
on.
me in a neck brace for a month.
I don't rib. I don't want to be ribbed. That's it.
He could have been like, you know what? One more week with the neck brace, and I think you can take it off. And I'd have been like, you got it.
So, anyway, would you like to apologize to me now?
No. I was not accusing you of.
No,
necessarily-
there was a tone of accusing.
I was
accusement.
just saying
that a
that,
word?
maybe.
Accusatorial. I think it was accusatorial tone there.
Do you think so? Well, I apologize. Now that we've heard from the
I
victim.
mean, you led in the conversation with an apology.
Yeah, there was
warranted.
very.
I
an
felt like
apology
maybe
warranted.
one was.
Yeah.
I mean, after watching it, I was like, man,
See, that's why we're professionals, and you're Mark. This is a prime example.
this is exactly
This
what
is
it's-
exactly.
I guess you're right about that. Yeah, it's I could see that. So I'm
Professional.
sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for accusing you of.
The apology came from where he didn't expect himself.
Right?
He didn't foresee that.
He didn't see
It's
that.
funny.
He didn't
It's
see that
funny
coming.
how the
Yeah, funny how things
funny
come
how
full
that
circle.
works out, right?
Now the Coco thing that's still debatable.
Was there ever an opponent or a wrestler that you knew? This guy's got a little bit of a short temper, and he can lose his cool pretty quick in the ring. And it was almost like, man, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes right tonight, and this guy doesn't,
They're not really like I didn't like getting chopped.
Yeah,
Like I said, you could hit me in a safe area hard as you want, and that was what I was trying to to get across to John Gonzalez. I didn't like getting chopped. I let Flair obviously, that's his deal.
yeah.
And Sean, I'd let him chop me.
Certain people, certain
Certain
situations.
people, I would let chop me. I remember it was just an instinct kind of a deal. I think it was me and Kane against Rikishi and Haku. And Haku chopped me. And I immediately just kind of quickly grabbed him and turned him around. And it was one of those moments like I just did it, and then it dawned on me who I had just grabbed and whipped. And I'm thinking to myself, like, because I whipped him around. I didn't tater him.
Yeah.
But I came out of, they were in the middle of getting some heat, and I came out of it because I didn't like getting chopped, right? And it was like in that moment of like, oh, this is Haku. Thank goodness he loved me and he liked me because he just went with it, and he didn't kill me.
Yeah, his sons are now
Dude,
hot and heavy. They're in the bloodline now, and
they are. And I know them. I don't know them real well,
yeah.
but their daddy,
So the stories are true.
dude. Hey, I say it all the time. That man could be alone if he wanted to be alone.
Yeah,
That Haku, brother.
they say he's the toughest man.
But the craziest thing is he is a sweetheart of a human being.
Yeah.
I mean, just don't get him drunk and don't piss him off, because and even then, I think he had that ability to control himself.
Yeah.
But if you got out of line with him, dude, it could be really, really, really ugly. And I had that moment where I spun.
You almost.
I was like, oh my gosh, Mark, what have you done? Please, and I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say it out loud. I'm thinking to myself, oh man, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
just don't kill me. I just don't like getting chopped. But if you want to chop me, I think it'll be
You can do
okay."
whatever you want.
Yeah, it was just. But he was such a professional. Paul Bear and I went to Japan. He was working in Japan at the time. Paul Bear and I went over there for a media tour, for a tour that was coming up. Man, he took us out. He took us to the restaurants. I mean, he knew everything. He was just a great human being. I just saw him in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw that he was at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He looks pretty good.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still gives me like, I don't,
I wonder if that's how it is with just about, like everybody in the locker room with him, because it seems like it's across the board where everyone, if they ask like who was the
Haku,
toughest, meanest dude or whatever, they could, like if it was a real fight, like if you were really going to throw down, who's the guy there? And it seems like everyone votes him as the guy.
It's almost mythical now.
Yeah.
How it was just, he had this thing, you would think it's a wrestling thing, where he would take his hand and stick it up under and grab somebody by their, larynx, their throat.
Yeah.
And he would just grab them and just, bro, just put them out. Gone. They're done.
It would knock them out.
It cut off. Yeah.
It just cut off all their oxygen.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah, I almost stepped in it that day. Yeah, I did. I'm
Without naming names, was there guys that tested him in the locker room thinking that it was
not. I never saw it.
Yeah.
I'm not around. Nope.
Everyone just knew universally this is not the guy.
This is not the one.
Yeah.
You were not the guy to test. Yeah.
We haven't met that guy yet.
No, Haku was.
So no one was ribbing Haku. Yeah.
No, sir. He's a bad dude. I don't know about his boys. I can't imagine.
First of all, they look just like him.
They look like they're smaller versions of him.
Yeah.
Because Haku, he's thick.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
And man.
Yeah. Those guys
I'll
look.
finish this off. It made me nervous talking and telling that story. Yeah. How close is Pickering to Hamilton?
I'd say about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Although with traffic on the 401, a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Is Hamilton a special place for you?
Yeah. No, I don't like Hamilton.
What did you like?
People in Hamilton. I don't know what it was. Like Hamilton was always full, the arena.
Yeah, Cops Coliseum.
But they were always so miserable. They were absolutely miserable.
With great respect to Hamilton, there's not a lot to do there.
Well, I know. So you would think they
be
would be
excited.
excited to come to the wrestling, and they would come to the wrestling, but they were like, they were. I think they were the epitome of the heel crowd before heel crowds were popular.
There's something about Canada that would always, especially Montreal and Toronto, that would be the heel crowd.
Yeah. Well, Hamilton took it to a whole nother level. They were pissed off to be there.
I hate that these guys have come into town
Why
and
do
want
they
to bring
come?
enjoyment
Why do they
to
take
us.
my money? Why do they make me come to this show?
Why are they entertaining me?
Yes, I hate the fact that they're
The only time they cheer is like when you botched up something, or and then they were like, "Yeah, you effed up, you effed up." I was like, God, I hate this place.
Is that chant really annoying? Huh? The UF up chant, is that the worst chant?
I hadn't heard it that often. No. I mean, I remember. Go ahead. Ask me.
No, please.
I thought you were going to ask me the spot that
I was going to ask something different, but I want to hear what you were going to say.
I thought you were going to ask like.
Well, let's hear it.
What have you effed up?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've effed up a lot of them, but where it really looked like a super botch. It was early on. Bruce Pritchard was still He was still my manager, Brother Love, and I was doing old school, and whoever had wrestled before me must have had a ton of oil on, right? So I'm walking on the top rope, and I put my right foot down, and it just goes, it slides down, and I fall, I nut myself. And it's TV, and of course, when you're young and you're getting a little bit of a push. You're enraged instantly. You're just enraged and embarrassed. And I remember trying to play it, and you try to play it off, and you can't because people are laughing and everything else. And especially with that character, it was like because that character didn't make mistakes, right? It was just a killer, and so. I'm trying to gather myself, and Bruce runs around to me real quick. He goes, "Do it again," and I'm like, "F you! I ain't doing it again." He goes, "Do it again. They'll cut it in post. It'll look great." And that was the first time that I knew the
realized.
magic of WWE TV. So anyway, I get in there, I create a spot, put myself in the exact same place that we were. I did it again. Boom. Do old school. Watch it when it comes out on Superstars or whatever it was. It was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
And nobody knew.
No one knew.
Wow.
Other than the people that were there. But I was
You
just
effed up.
Yeah.
You effed up.
Yeah.
Were you getting those chants that night?
Well, it was.
Wasn't that an ECW thing?
Yeah, I think it started with ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of just a kind of an all-out laughter and
Yeah.
and ooh,
Yeah.
it was extremely embarrassing, but later on the you effed up chant started. And it was,
Is "This Is Awesome" the best chant? Is that like that? Ooh,
oh,
okay, we're doing something right here.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with This Is Awesome. It's starting to get
overdone.
overused.
But the crowd wants to put themselves over. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it is too.
yeah.
I think the
That's
crowd,
well said, yeah.
the crowd wants to chant it, and I think even in matches that I'm watching and I'm going, it's a good match.
Yeah.
But this isn't awesome. I mean, I've seen awesome, and this isn't. Yeah.
You're having a battle with it. This is not awesome.
Yeah,
You want to see awesome?
Yeah,
you want to Starcade.
oh man, let me tell you,
They should be chanting, "This is the best match of the night," because that's what they really mean.
Yes, and I mean, I think that's what they're really mean. But I think
Yes.
that now it's like they want that moment as well, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this. We're 2 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
And someone just did an elbow off the top rope. This isn't awesome yet. We haven't gotten there.
It's like kicking out of finishes. It used to be, that used to be very judicious.
Yeah.
And now it's like every match on every show, everybody kicks out everybody's finishes and
4 times.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's starting to get a little overdone with that part, and everything's just and like you said, I think it's just the fans wanting to get maybe a
I
little
appreciate the "This Is Awesome" chant when there's the stare down of these guys have never touched before.
Right.
I was at WrestleMania 18. You had a great match there. Imagine, I don't know. Rock Hogan with a "This Is Awesome" chant wouldn't have been nearly as good as the moment we got there.
Yeah.
The moment of just them looking at each other.
Yeah, I think there's
looking
sometimes where even the fans need to understand when to not chant. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I think it's even a moment of just soak this in for a second, like we got with Hogan and Rock. You know? Just
that
soak
was
in.
that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, so soak that in for a minute. You don't have to chant. Give it a minute.
Yeah.
and enjoy this moment that you're looking at and you're getting to see here. But then also what they did with, being able to the going back and forth cheering for Hogan and all that stuff. That was a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
We do the same thing with young talent, teaching them how to soak up a moment like that.
Yeah.
Because your instincts a lot of times are, oh man, they're excited, they're coming, let's go. Take a breath, soak it in, and enjoy this because it should be easy now, but they was like,
I think Cody's doing a good job of that right now. Cody's doing a good job of that and allowing he's taking a moment before.
Yeah.
It seems like every match and stuff. And
You know who else is doing it a lot is John Cena. When Cena comes out now, there's this look of appreciation on his face.
Yeah.
He comes out, he looks at the crowd like he really takes in the moment now because he knows there's only a handful of them left.
Yeah.
did you do that too? During those last handful of years, was it? Let me take an extra minute here.
Yeah, there was always a moment I took before I went out, did a little prayer, just asking, let me get through one more, and then taking a little bit longer on my entrances, and the way the Undertaker would, but just kind of soak it in and like, man, this could be it. Have you seen The Hand lately? We're gonna digress since we've already digressed. We're gonna go all the way to the
You know what that is, right?
The Hand.
Yeah.
Bad TV or great TV, however way you want to look at it.
It was great TV.
It was so bad it was good.
It was so bad that it was great. That's another thing that's going to outlive me, is the birth of The Hand.
Do you know what we're talking about?
I know what you're talking
Me
about.
and Mae Young, were an item, and Sexual Chocolate, and
Did y'all really do it?
no, I kissed her though.
Tongue.
She tried.
I bet she did.
She tried.
Well, May.
She is a mess. Bruce Pritchard almost died shooting the Valentine's Day deal. I listen. This Valentine's, we had a Valentine's Day out at a hotel, and they're recording it and everything, and that's usually how my dates go. And May is trying. I had these red silk boxes on with hearts on them and stuff.
Sexual Chocolate.
And she kept trying to open the fly. Come on, let me see it. Let me see it. I'm like, stop, man, stop. Come on, let's do it. And Bruce cannot hold it together. I'm like, hey, man, be professional. You're supposed to be working. And he's like crying, laughing, and had to sit down on the floor and let other people produce his segment.
May's 85 at this point, maybe.
Yeah, she had to be at least 82, 85.
Did she give you some ashwagandha?
I didn't need
Didn't
it.
need it. Not with May.
She was just walking Viagra.
So May was enjoying life all the way,
Dude.
into the golden years.
May took a Dudley bomb
I know.
in her 80s.
Off the top to the floor.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, and got up like nothing. I was just like, holy crap.
So she rode with me a few times, and it got a little spicy. And she would tell me the stuff she went through when she came into wrestling, and she was Miss Texas.
Okay.
You know that, right?
Well, I did
didn't
not
know
know
that.
that.
I got pictures of her.
I bet you do.
I got the real pictures. No, but I got pictures of her when she was Miss Texas, and she was a beautiful woman.
Wow.
And I mean, like to today's standard, like Tiffany Stratton looking, beautiful.
Wow.
And the guys would, they would like, boys would be the boys, and they would treat her bad. She was dressed in broom closets. Like they didn't, they wouldn't give her a room to dress. Like she had to go use the bathroom out where the fans used to go use the bathroom. Like they didn't want her they didn't want women in wrestling back then. And there was a couple of people that was very crass. They walk in, pull their pants down. Hey, come on over here and handle this. Like she told me stuff that I was like, come on, that didn't happen. And it got to the point to where she had to start fighting back. And she told me she would tell people, if you're going to disrespect me, at least zip your pants. And they would look down and zip, and she would kick them in the balls and stomp them. And she got a reputation of being a hard ass. And she used to take a pair of pliers in her bag. And they would be like, why do you have pliers?
I don't doubt that.
In case I have to hurt somebody. That she didn't carry a blade because you couldn't travel with a blade. But them pliers, everybody knew what the was up with the pliers.